Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Copenhagen Dreaming. Yes, that's right. This week there is no short intro blurb because, for whatever reason, yours truly has forgotten to write it. I've had 2 weeks in which to do it, and I've forgotten. So kill me.
Please don't. We kind of need her to keep everything running. So.
Fair enough. Maybe don't kill me. Just boo and hiss and stuff.
Shame.
Yes, I am deeply ashamed. But that means that we can, for once, go directly to a recap of what happened last time we played. And I'm going to leave that in your capable hands as usual, Chris.
Mm-hmm. Last time on Copenhagen Dreaming. Mournful harmonica played version of that particular part of that song. What happened? Yes, the Motley continued their meeting with Xenia Dalgor and was it? I can't. Good grief.
It's her aunt.
Her aunt. Marie Goulder. My Danish pronunciation is only slightly butchered, but I'm getting there. And we worked out basically after discussion that Xenia would meet with the Duchess in order to use her as the required test subject for mind control experimentation, because she's a werewolf, she's tough, she can handle it. So we decided, what, we've got to leave, we've done what we can, let's go and get a good night's sleep. We went round to we went and got some sleep. We had whose house did we go around to? That's again, it's all the little details I keep forgetting, I'm afraid.
We went to have a sleepover at Sunny's house.
That's right, yes. It was good, and we had fun, and we went to sleep, and then we all woke up in the dreaming. That was weird. The big sort of forested area. We made our way through it, came to this farmstead, which we got closer to and found that it was the site of what appeared to be some kind of battle. Is not the right word. Massacre would be a bit closer. There was a dead red cat. There were several dead trolls. A dead she, by the look of it. We heard echoes of the past in the form of people shouting. There was a dragon. We had a dragon. That was quite something. We weren't sure what was going on. But in the end, we decided to get out of there, head back into the forest, where we found more stuff. We found what looked like an abandoned camp and evidence of the camp belonging to the people who had sacked the farmstead, and those were, as far as we could tell, she beholden to House Dougal. We found a tent, we found a bow with their seal on it, we found some plans, and then we heard another echo of this other poor troll being dragged to the forest and having his head cut off, and we found the body shortly after that. So we decided we'd had enough and made our way out. We found our way out through a so you should know,
a trod.
A trod. Specifically, and in inverted commas here, the mysterious trod at Ullingvej, which is a fantastic location. So we all appeared out back in the normal world in nothing but our pajamas, wielding weird, mundane-looking versions of the weapons we'd picked up. So the example I remember is that Shasmin picked up a sword that on the outside looked like a hockey stick.
Yes.
We were picked up and taken back home by a somewhat bemused taxi driver, but otherwise didn't ask too many questions. After all, teenagers go out and have some pretty wild nights, even in Denmark, especially in Denmark, I imagine, actually. And we got back to back home. Didn't get much sleep. The beds were missing. That was going to be a fun one for Sunny to explain to her parents. But and so then we started the. Did we wait until the next day, and then we went to go and speak to. We decided it'd be a good idea to go and speak to Charlie's granddad regarding what we'd seen, what we'd heard, what we'd witnessed, and he filled us in on a lot of the details that he'd known the troll that had been slaughtered in that place. Nils, his name was, I believe.
Yes.
And he talked about the fact that the dragon was most likely the personal friend and mount of a certain she by the name of Ivar Koss.
Yes.
Who we don't know yet, but who has now got a character sheet mentioning that he was he was very much of the opinion that the commoners needed to be put in their place and had a vicious streak about him, representing the darker side of the nobility of dreams the she represent, I suppose. Because, not all nobility is actually that noble.
At least their take on nobility might not necessarily match yours.
Yeah, yes. It's a very 21st century and 20th century perspective to see noble and heroic as being inherently moral words.
Exactly.
Whereas in the more medieval and indeed classical definitions, they are much more, these people have power. What are you going to do about it?
Pretty much.
So yes, the poor man was obviously quite put out by it because he specifically wanted to stay out of fey politics for the most part, but he was very helpful. The other thing was we also checked in very briefly with. We tried to see if we could find the Duchess and pass on the information, but we couldn't because she was out doing something. So we left a message with Baron. Is it Berkentine?
Yes.
How do I pronounce that?
Yes, Berkentine. Yeah.
Berkentine. Thank you. He would pass on the message that we made earlier that there was someone we could speak to the Duchess regarding our investigation. We found out that he found out that we had special companion chimera that could become tattoos on him. That was quite cool. I think last we left off, we went to visit Felicia, see how she was doing, because we'd sent her to check on Reinhard the day before. And She told us a very tragic story about how basically, despite him holding it together apparently pretty well in the initial wake of the murder, he was not in a good place. He had been self-harming and contemplating suicide, which basically showed that his affection for the deceased, for poor Julian, ran a lot deeper than anyone realised. And it was sort of made clear to us just the full scale of what Julian's death actually means. It's setting in motion a lot of very, very, very serious problems for the summer and the winter courts, and it could lead to unimaginable damage being done in all of sort of Fey society in and around Copenhagen could be destabilized.
Yeah, because it's like the trolls are being targeted for, let's say, conversion to the Shadow Court, and
yes, Barrister not to shove his ideals down other people's throats like that.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to restart the Resurgence Wars.
Yes, because it's not like him and Duke Hardenberg have That's the thing, because both of them. But was Duke Hardenberg around when that occurred?
Yep.
So they're both these Fae who have been there since the Resurgence War, and they're both still up and kicking, despite the fact that by now they should have long succumbed to banality, especially the Duke.
Especially the Duke, yes.
So, what about them is keeping them going, I wonder?
Mm-hmm. Good question.
Either way, yes. And of course, the point is that if Reinhard had committed suicide as well, it would have left the Castellum exposed, and that would have been rich pickings for the Shadow Court to try and muscle in on that turf.
Yes, so, for the listening audience, the Castellum, or Kastellet in Danish, is a fortification on the island of Bornholm, which is the small island that kind of sticks out into the Baltic Oceans, ocean from which is still part of Denmark, and which is, in the World of Darkness at least, is hotly contested by the court in Stockholm, by the Swedish court, who wanted to be under their control.
Yes, I'm trying to remember what is, just as a side topic. I get this? I keep remembering that normal Danish people, but people who inhabit the main island areas of Denmark. What was their opinion of Bornholm and people from it again?
Mostly that they are a bit quaint and talk funny.
Yes, it's funny. Back in the day, before we did Song at Tara, I demonstrated my doing a Welsh accent for Rasmus, of all people, and he said, "That sounds rather like someone from Bornholm." Like, okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
But yeah, so weird that they may be, it's an important strategic location to have someone fortifying in this regard.
Very much so. Very much so. So yeah, I think that's pretty much where we're at.
Yes, we were in Felicia's place.
You are in Felicia's place with her and her wife.
Yes, wonderful hippie teacher wife.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see, what do I...
So,
Not
I'm
sure
going
how start
to.
off, really. What we're
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
do
going
is we need go out and do
to.
something, but again, we've
Sorry.
no idea how long it's been as if the Duchess might have returned to the Winter Court yet or not. So...
No, and for
No.
ease, for the ease of it.
Sorry, what was that? I heard someone speaking behind Erasmus.
Yeah.
Switch it off.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, because clearly my push to talk is not cooperating.
No. It insists on being obstinate.
Yeah, it does. That means we're going to have a little bit of echo once in a while. Unfortunately, that can't be helped. I'm going to make it easy for everyone and assume that Agnes is with the rest of you at this point.
Yes.
Yes, just so that we don't have you split up, halfway across town and so on. So Agnes is there with the others.
Okay.
What you all do?
What else can we do? We still need to try and... Because it's still, I think, relatively... It's still morning, I imagine. Or possibly midday.
Midday, yeah.
Midday, and we wanted to have a meeting between the Duchess and Xenia this afternoon, so we might need to call Xenia and let her know that we've passed the message on to the Duchess, but she was unavailable, so we'll see about when we can...
I actually think you did that last time. As
yeah.
I recall, you contacted her, and her response was something along the lines of, "That's no problem, you have my phone number, just let me know when and where."
Right. So... Maybe it's worth us investigating more of... I mean, we spoke to Charlie's granddad about it, and he told us what we saw in the dreaming, but we don't fully understand why we saw it, how it's possible that a bunch of striplings like us managed to, as far as we can tell, accidentally wind up in there. Usually we need a trod or a very powerful bit of magic to get anyone inside the dreaming.
Correct.
So we need to find out who or what decided it was important enough that we see what we did.
Well, isn't our usual go-to magic expert Ratigan?
If possibly, he might still be at the Winter Court, assuming that Håkon is looking after him and he's not been compelled to try and kill himself again.
Might be a good excuse to check in on him.
Yes. Okay, so should we all head back to the Winter Court then? And if we're lucky, maybe the Duchess has returned?
Sounds reasonable.
Okay.
Right.
Onwards.
All right. So you head back to the Winter Court, which is no problem at all. You get there, and as you arrive, you can ask around immediately, and you learn that the Duchess is in fact still out on whatever errand it is she's running. Imagine that there's an NPC here who actually has a life.
That's odd.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? But what you also learn is that you have a very angry Håkon present, because apparently, suddenly, Ratigan turned into a rat and ratted off.
Oh. Oh.
That's worrying.
Point being, of course, that all puka can in fact change shape into their animal aspect. But in this case, he's clearly used that and run off.
That's not good. Okay. Where would he have gone?
And also important, why did he run? Like, what's he scared of? Is this something we should be scared of as well?
I mean, it's possible that... Well, it's possible that he ran from something or he was compelled to run by something.
Yeah, that's my worry.
If that would be quite bad if they could get their influence even in here.
We should talk to Håkon and see what exactly happened and when.
Of course. He's there, and more than happy to explain what he saw and what happened, insofar as he's able to explain it. He's, as I said, he's not the happiest troll in Copenhagen right now.
He's half inarticulate with rage.
Pretty much. He explains that he's basically been through the entire place with a fine-tooth comb twice, lifting every piece of furniture, literally every piece of furniture, to see if the rat was hiding underneath it, or, to see if he was hiding somewhere in general, because he didn't actually see him run out. But if he did run out, there's, as he says, there's no way he's going to be able to find a single rat in Copenhagen.
No. No.
Yeah.
Justin's not going to say that. That would perhaps only serve to further irritate the poor man.
He says that basically it happened out of nowhere. They were just talking. He says I was actually getting to know the man a little bit. He's not as bad as I thought he was, and we were just sitting here talking, and suddenly he says that he's thirsty. I offer to get us something to drink. He says thank you. By the time I get up, there's this. I sense something strange going on behind me. As I've taken 2 or 3 steps, I turn around. There's the rat running away.
I think Jonas looks to the others with a worried expression and says, if they have influence even here, we don't even know how long that took.
How long what took? He asks.
We have reason to suspect that someone's messing with people's perception of time.
Oh. You mean like... Oh. That is... But then somebody would have had to be here to do that. And I haven't seen anyone I don't know.
That's good, at least.
In fact, it's been quite quiet most of today. That happens. It's not unusual.
Has it got something to do with the Duchess being out, do you think?
Nah, it's just a normal quiet day, really. During the day people have work and such, like school in some cases. Well, not school quite yet, obviously. It hasn't really, started up again yet, he says, but work, jobs.
Of course. Is there... Oh, Give me a moment. Jonas shuffles through his belongings.
Yep.
And pulls out a lighter.
Okay.
Specifically his treasure.
Yes. And what power is it that it gives you access to?
Seer's Wisp of the Soothsay school. I don't know what to call them.
Yes.
So if I recall correctly, I can use that together with my own realms, right?
Yes, you can.
In that case, Jonas flicks the lighter on. It's a Zippo lighter
Yeah.
thing. And whispers into it, "Find Ratigan." And let's see if I actually succeed on that.
Oh, that's a good one.
So let's see, it has 2 dots as I recall. Yes.
There we go. That's fine. He's definitely left the place. There's no question that he has left the Winter Court. He's no longer in this in the facilities.
Yes, as far as I recall, this thing makes a small orb to find the person for you.
Yeah. It drifts upwards and out.
Oh, let's follow that. Jonas says, looking to the others.
Sounds like a good idea.
Following your lead.
Yep. You get up and you follow this thing for actually not for that long. It's not that far before the orb is having difficulties locating him.
Oh. I don't really know how this thing works, but if the orb's having trouble, I think he might be warded.
But but while you are being led by it, it's leading you towards one of the S train stations.
We can at least assume he went by S train then. Was his house anywhere nearby an S train?
Sorry, what? One more time?
Is it?
Yeah, you Astrid.
Just like, if he's a rat, then maybe he actually under.
That's also a good suggestion. Was his house anywhere near an S-train station?
No. Well, not near, so to say. I mean, it was in the center of Copenhagen. You're never that far from an S train station there.
Of course.
But it wasn't like next door to one.
We can start by going to the station and looking around.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Right?
We do so.
You do so. And when you get to the train station, there's little doubt. By that point, the orb is just having none of this. It's just like, nope, I'm not following this anymore. But you're pretty sure that he's gotten on one of the S trains.
Which is this one of the major stations where every train stops by, or only a specific?
Yeah, and it looks like he's gotten on it, going into the center of the city.
What's in the center of the city then? I wonder that might be of note.
Yeah, let's see. The usual suspects would be his apartment, the zoo, or Wondertorn, I guess.
Well, since we come from the Winter Court, the zoo, he would just have walked over the road.
Yeah,
his apartment has burnt to a crisp, so that's not really a possibility, is it?
That's true. The guess that leaves Wondertorn, unless there are other options we haven't considered.
Just curiosity. John, is he on Facebook?
No, he's not. But that's actually a pretty good... He's too old school for that, but it's a pretty good guess. Several of the younger Fae are on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and, half a dozen other interesting social media.
Well, there goes my detective skills.
But since we're talking about Facebook, does he have his phone on him when he's changing into a rat?
Yes, he would.
So it would actually be possible to call the guy.
Do we have his number though?
Did we?
No,
Get it
wait a
from
second.
him?
Actually, no, of course not. This isn't werewolf. It isn't dedicated the way that clothes would be. So no, actually, that's a very good question, Astrid. And no, he wouldn't. He would have changed into a rat, and then and that should also be said that his clothes would have been left behind at the court.
Then I'm going to assume he's still in rat shape.
You see, either that or he's running around buck naked in the center of Copenhagen, in which case there's a good chance you might be able to figure out where he is.
Yes.
We can always check our news feeds for, sightings of a sort of thin, pasty, naked man in the middle of the city.
Sure. Do we want to head towards the center of the city as well?
Possibly, although we need to consider whether or not. Let's face it, we don't. How if we go to the center and your orb thing, or any other means of tracking him? I'm not sure how we would be able to track him. And we need to consider how far away from the court we're getting, considering if we want to be heading back there with any reasonable amount of time.
Well, he might be in danger though.
But
Yeah.
if he's gone to the center of Copenhagen, the odds of finding him are non-existing.
No, especially not if he's staying in rat form.
If he is to, just think, above ground is a nightmare. If he is in rat form and has taken to the S line, the metro, the sewers.
That might have been his plan.
Yeah. Do all of us believe that we actually have any chance of finding him if we continue to trace him?
We can always try with my lighter again once we get to the inner city.
Okay. And then if it isn't able to track him from there?
Then I don't know.
Then I suggest that, as unpleasant as it might be, we should consider heading back. Or at least finding some other lead to chase in the meantime.
I mean, are we in a hurry though? We could just go to the inner city, check if it works, and then get back.
That's what I meant, but yes.
Oh, okay. Let's do that then.
So you hop
Yeah,
on an
yeah.
S train? Oh, sorry.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Hopping on the S train and taking it a couple of stops into Copenhagen city centre is not an issue. Obviously, you get there in no time at all. You get off at Northgate, Nørreport, and and you're going to try the thing again, are you?
That's yes, but I have a question before that.
Yes.
Do bunks work with treasures?
No.
Alright, so you can't make it easier.
No.
Alright. Well then, Jonas repeats his performance of whispering to his lighter.
Yes. Right.
And I assume you want me to roll again.
Yes, I do. There you go. Nice roll.
Yes.
It picks up on him again, and it's a bit stronger this time.
Hey!
So you follow it?
Definitely.
It's quite a short way, actually. It's leading you towards The apartment where the whole thing happened. The scene of the crime.
Interesting.
Oh, interesting.
So before we go in, like, what would we? Why would he go back? Like something he bought, someone he's going to meet, but like, just to be sure that we don't walk into something stupid.
Maybe he wants to double check his findings.
Bearing in mind that if this is the scene of the crime, it's Thomas's apartment, yes?
Yes, Thomas Winter's apartment.
And it's still the weekend, yes?
It would be Saturday now, I believe.
That's...
So his wife would be...
His wife is still going to be there.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting, to say the least.
Well, that would be a reason for him to be in rat form. Like, he could actually get in there and see something without waiting for her to get out.
Yeah, but we can't.
That's true.
Well, unless one of us is able to come up with some...
Well, as long as he doesn't kill himself, we're on the good side, aren't we?
Why go all the way there just to do something like that?
We could call Felicia and see if she could distract his wife. They are good friends.
True. If you would like to... it's worth a shot. There's no point not acting on what we think we can do.
Right. Do we still have the key?
Yes, you do.
Jonas calls Felicia.
Right? She picks it up. Hello.
Hi.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry I keep calling all the time.
No, it's fine.
We are currently chasing Ratigan, who apparently ran off for whatever reason. It seems he's gone to Thomas's apartment, but we can't follow because we assume his wife is home.
Oh, I will be able to call her then.
Thank you.
Yep. Don't worry. She says I'll call you back in a moment and let you know.
Yes, thanks.
And it takes about 3 or 4 minutes, and she calls back and says that she's arranged to meet Thomas's wife somewhere for a cup of coffee, and that should give you a little bit of time.
Thank you. Yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait for her to get out the door.
Yeah. That doesn't take very long, though. Before she leaves.
Oh, now's our time.
Right, let's go then.
We go.
You head inside.
Yes.
All right. Well, you get there, you get up to the right floor, and you get in.
Jonas, should we try the lighter thing again?
Sure. But we could try calling out to him first.
Mm-hmm.
Ratigan?
There is no response.
Yeah, Jasmine?
No, sorry. If he's not responding, then yes, maybe we should attempt the...
I'll give it another go then. Find Ratigan.
And there you go. You are good at rolling today. That's good.
Yeah, at least for now.
At least for now. And you get... well, he should be in here somewhere.
Ratigan, we know we are in here. It's just us. You can talk to us, right?
There's no response. You can't see him. He might still be in rat shape and under the floorboards for all you know.
Agnes starts looking under things.
Let's split up and look. Someone
Yes.
should guard the door.
Right.
I'll stand guard.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yep. You start searching the place for Ratigan.
Yes.
And again, you're certain that he's here somewhere, but yeah, you're also pretty sure that he's got to be in hiding somewhere in the walls or whatever, because he's not responding, he's not coming out when you're calling for him, and the little ball of magical thingamabob keeps moving around, so is he, basically.
Mm. Come on, Ratigan, you can tell us what's wrong. I mean, if it's about getting out of the wall, I'm sure Thomas can lend you some clothing.
It takes a little while, and then suddenly the little orb indicates that he is. It moves down to the floor and kind of sticks to it, as if he's moving down through. You're not on ground floor. Remember, you're quite a ways up in the building, and it looks like he's moving down through the walls.
Oh, looks like it's time to get out.
Maybe we should investigate here as well. Since we're in here.
We risk him getting away.
Damn.
We still have the key.
Alright, fine. See if we can find him quickly then.
Remember to lock the door.
Mm-hmm.
And as you say that, I need everyone to please roll a... Ooh, what is that actually going to be? Just give me a second here, because that's not going to be one of the more standard rolls. It is going to be a wits plus kenning.
Oh.
Yay, I receive a -1 difficulty on that.
Yes.
2 if it involves Thalain.
It doesn't.
Well, you don't have to actually let me know.
No, but true.
But thank you for letting me know.
What was the difficulty?
If I don't say anything else, it's always 6.
Okay, so 2 successes then.
Yes.
Yeah.
No
No
successes.
successes for Jonas. 2 successes for Charlie.
Just to be reminded, it's dice is the number of dots.
Yeah,
in total, right?
exactly. Yeah, it's the number of dice in total. Yeah. Whoops.
Oh, I see. You're doing them individually.
No problem. No problem.
No,
It's
I just couldn't figure out how to do it manually because I couldn't remember the writing.
oh, no problem. It's /R, and then in this case 3d10. But you've already rolled, so you don't need to re-roll. But it's fine. So you have 2 successes as well, and that means we need Sunny to roll. But it should be said that Aya has been saying that she's had serious focus difficulties, so she might not be hearing us.
Fair enough.
She did say that she set her cell phone to max sound, so if somebody can send her a message or something. I don't have her cell phone number.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, sure. It might snap her out of it, she said, but she's not sure.
What about August?
August isn't here.
That's right.
Henrik is not feeling well, so he's not here today.
I had no idea. That just goes to show, doesn't it?
I am fairly certain we would have heard him if he had been here.
Yes. August's presence is not subtle.
No, it's not. All right.
Okay.
For the moment, we're just going to go with the rolls we have.
Yes, so there's at least 3 people with 2 successes.
Yes, 3 people with 2 successes each. Was there a reply? Okay.
Hey, AJ.
Hey, AJ, we need you to roll kenning plus wits.
Okay.
There we go. That's one success for you. So everybody who does come up with a success, at least, you have a feeling that something has been going on here very recently. Magic has been used in this apartment very recently, as in within the most, the last 10-15 minutes at the most.
Any feeling of good magic, bad magic?
Unfortunately, you can't sense that, but something has been done. You can feel that the dreaming has been disturbed. There's a disturbance in the dreaming.
Can Ratigan do magic when he's in rat form?
Yes, he can.
So it could have been him.
It could have been him, yes.
What would we need to actually determine what had been changed, what had been done, if we could do that?
A lot more successes on your kenning roll.
Right. That's good to know. Okay. Well, if we don't know what it is, then we're not going to find out by doing anything else. We better still just go after him and see if we can find out from him what he changed, if he did change anything.
Yeah,
Agreed.
that's a good idea.
Right. Just as you are about to leave, those of you who rolled 2 successes, you have this feeling. You can hear a very faint whisper. It's very, very faint, but it's definitely there.
What does it say?
It sounds, you can't make out exactly what it's 2 voices, and one of them is definitely Thomas, but you're not quite sure what it is they're saying.
It could be hearing a flashback of Thomas and Julian.
You could examine it, see if you can find the source, says the guy who rolled no successes.
Is that possible, storyteller?
You could try to pinpoint where the whispers are coming from.
I should like to do that. I mean, does everyone else want to go after Raskin and I can hang... Well, it depends on what we need to roll, but then we can find out. 1 or 2 of us could hang back and try and determine what's going on here.
What? Something's going on?
Yeah, can't you hear? It's like a whisper of Thomas. Like he was here for some time.
Well, it is his apartment.
You're hearing... Suddenly, you can hear these 2 voices continuing to talk. You can't make out exactly what it is they're saying until you realize that the reason for that is that there's background noise. It sounds like somebody is... It sounds like industrial scale bellows, almost, pulling air in and blowing wind out. And that's drowning out some of the conversation.
I take it I still can hear nothing.
Yeah, you can hear nothing.
Maybe we should stay back. Have two stay back and investigate, and then the rest can chase Ratigan, and we'll meet up.
Okay. I'll call you if Felicia calls me and tells me that they're on the way back.
Okay. Maybe Jasmine and I should stay, and the rest of you can chase Ratigan.
Right,
Yes.
that's a good idea.
I'm on Team Chase.
At least Sunny, so you have a fair chance in case of an actual chase.
Yeah, Sonny's fast.
We'll call you.
Yeah. And then Jonas leaves because we're gonna catch a rat.
You're going to catch a rat. You're definitely going to play rat catchers.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're like running.
Yes.
Are we still following the magical orb thingy?
The magical orb thingy is moving down through the sewer grates outside and into the sewers beneath.
Fuck.
Yeah, catching a rat in the sewer is going to be... yeah. Difficult?
Well, we still have the orb. It should get, like, red and white. I mean, yeah, it's going to be disgusting, but wouldn't it be exciting to see, like, what it actually looks like?
Can you get the sewer grid up?
Maybe?
Because I'm pretty sure I can't.
Sonny, you're pretty strong, aren't you? I mean, if we just can get it opened, then you should be able to lift it.
Sure.
I mean, I'll try and help you, but... What kind of sewer grid thing is it?
It's the it's one of the little grids in the in you know the on the side of the road.
Oh, so we wouldn't be able to squeeze through it anyways.
No,
Oh, okay, that's not a good idea.
no, it's not it's not one of the great big round ones because you know a rat wouldn't even be able to get down through that because they're solid.
Yeah.
So he is in the sewers now.
Yeah, I don't think
How
we...
big are the sewer pipes in this area?
You have no idea.
Well, I've seen different sizes.
Yeah, but have you ever been in the sewers in Copenhagen and seen how large they are? You know, that's the thing is you can't really tell from where you're standing how large they are.
Hopefully he'll be heading back or something.
We can follow him above ground.
We can try, but the orb seems to want to get close. It might just point downwards.
But if it moves forward, then maybe we can actually follow him to some place where we can get down.
It's moving very quickly now.
Oh, let's follow it.
Yep. So you follow it. So.
Yes, we do.
And about the people who stayed behind in the apartment?
Yes.
That was just Jasmine and Sir?
Charlie.
Charlie as well. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, they have a corgi looking at them. Hi.
Hi. Jasmine will pull out Ganesha because he also has 3 points in kenning, so he could be useful.
Ooh. Very useful.
And Sir has investigation.
Ooh. Yes, all our hopes and dreams pinned on our chimera. It's fantastic.
Da-da-da-da-da-da! Hero corgi!
Let's see if we can't find where that sound is coming from, and maybe even if we could get some of the sound of industrial bellows out of the background.
I have a feeling it isn't actually industrial bellows, but you know.
But it's what it sounds like, so.
Yep.
Okay.
Charlie will start fiddling with his phone and a couple of screwdrivers from his chimerical toolkit.
Yeah. What are you trying to change?
I'm trying to see if I can catch the sound.
Oh, you can. You can. It's it is possible to record what it is you're hearing. It sounds like it's on repeat. It's like a loop of sound. Just maybe half a minute or something.
Yes.
So yep, sir.
While Sir and Little Ganesha and not to mention Jack.
Oh, you fell out. Not to mention Jasmine, and then you fell out.
Are chasing around the apartment. I'll try to see if I can scrub up the sound.
All right.
Okay.
For a moment there, it sounded like they were both listening to very smooth jazz. The way you said that.
So you, while you are trying to scrub up the sound, you can suddenly see there's a spot in the living room, which is where you had been told it would be, that there's a hole in the floor, small hole in the floor, which fits that you'd been told that he was literally pinned to the floor with this knife. And while you're standing there, you can see a small pool of blood spread on the ground. It almost like it bubbles up from the little hole in the floor.
Sorry, was it me or Jasmine?
That's Jasmine. And the chimeras.
Okay, so there's the whole ground and there's blood around the...
I imagine the corgi's only comment to that would be, that's not normal.
So sorry, say again what the, oh, excuse me, sorry. Noisy dogs.
Shut up, sir.
So sorry, say again what the weird thing was? I kind of missed it.
There's a hole in the floor in the living room.
Yes.
Which is where you had been told that the murder had been done. He'd been stuck to the floor using the knife.
Yes.
And from the hole in the floor, blood is bubbling up.
Oh dear. That sounds like there's something underneath it then. Where's that coming from?
How does a dog actually investigate things? They sniff it.
They sniff it indeed.
Sniff, 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 sniff.
You know, he's pretty clear that the blood is real enough.
Okay.
Sniff, snort, ew.
Where's it coming from?
Below ground! He starts scratching the ground.
Oh, I don't want to break it down this... Oh, what do we do? Oh, there's already a bloodstain in the floor as it is. Charlie?
We make the hole bigger.
Charlie isn't responding. He's fiddling with a phone.
Yep, and you can clean up the sound. You remove the sound of the bellow sounds basically, and get the sound of Thomas opening the door and saying, "Oh, hi, come in. What do I owe the pleasure?" And you hear a male voice saying, "I'm sorry I couldn't get here quicker." And you hear Thomas saying, "Yeah, you sounded desperate on the phone." And that's all you hear.
I save that and then start singling out the bellowing sound.
Yeah. So you remove you try to clean up the bellowing instead to hear if there's something in that.
Yes.
Yes.
Thus missing Jasmine calling me.
Yep. You can clean that up as well. It takes a little longer, but you can clean that up as well, you're pretty sure. But what you're pretty certain is, right away, in fact, you're completely certain is, this is breathing.
I figured as much. Large bellowing sound. It's dragon breath.
Or someone breathing very close to the microphone.
Either or.
Oh, that happens too.
Yeah.
Maybe they're actually in the Discord.
Meta joke.
It's either or. It could be someone who's literally standing right next to the microphone, you know, with the mic up next to their mouth or nose, more likely. But yeah.
Or a rather large creature breathing
Yes.
close by.
Yes.
Which, considering what we know, sounds reasonable. It could be that the lady was actually there. She had disguised herself like outside and was looking in, and was then able to influence what happened.
Yep. I need to make a roll for Ganesha, actually, because, you know...
Yes, you control that little...
Yes, he can do
Metal.
things. He
Yes.
can do things.
Few things. He has 3 dots in Kenning and 3 in Grimea, which is...
Yep, let's see. Ooh!
Very nice.
Nice going, little bronze statue. The statue sits down right next to the spreading pool of blood, folds his legs into, you know, his usual lotus position, and goes, "There was someone else here."
Who?
I don't know, but someone was here and hiding.
The rat?
I don't know.
Maybe I can sniff it out.
Charlie enters the living room.
Yep.
Jasmine?
Yes?
I found something odd in the sounds.
I've found something odd in the floor. She says, standing next to a pool of
dear.
blood. I think we need to clean this up.
I didn't do it, I swear.
I like the dogs immediately. I didn't do it.
Okay, so we found the sounds. What are the sounds? Let's try this quickly.
The sounds are what you might expect from the elf turning up at Tom's store, and the more important is the overlaying sound. It sounds like something big is breathing close by, and I was thinking, which big creatures could we think of
Me.
that we expect have a role to play in this little incident?
Yes, Ganesha has said that he feels that there was someone else here in the apartment hiding. Whether that might also be the lady. We need to clean this up and see if we can find out where the blood's coming from. What actually is the floor made up of? Is it like a solid?
Yeah, the floor is a solid wooden floor.
So
Like in all Danish apartments that's up for rent.
Yeah, pretty much.
They usually always use a very sturdy wooden floor that can be sanded down.
Yeah.
Right, sturdy in that it would be difficult to like tear up a floorboard or something. Then
Actually, no.
In this case,
if you go out to the corners, there are those floor thingies that hide the gap. If you remove one of them, you can actually take them up one board at a time.
Yeah. Then you could do it, but you'd need to remove the panels along the walls.
Ooh, it's going to take ages.
She could use a refurbishing.
What?
She could use a refurbishing.
Yes, but not. This isn't like 60-minute makeover where you tent them out of the house and then an hour later they come home and find the whole place redecorate.
Well, it's better she comes.
What the hell was that?
That was the blood getting sucked back down into the hole.
Oh, that's very helpful, thank you. What is... Where are you
What
going?
did you...
How about we take what we have and leave?
But what if it starts spouting blood again while she's home?
Unless that's also part of what we were hearing before. It could be. Let's just go. Yes, we've got what we need.
We did?
There's not much we can do about the blood. Can't really follow it.
Ooh, We can stuff the hole.
With what?
I don't know. You're the human with fingers.
Can't argue with that. Okay.
And as a human changeling with opposable thumbs, I say, we leave. We take what we have and we leave before this gets even stranger.
Yes. Okay.
That's way too late.
Your phone makes a beeping sound, as in it's done processing the cleanup of the breathing.
I put a Bluetooth earpiece in one of my ears and listen to it.
Listen to it. Yep. It's 2 inhalations and 1 exhalation over the course of about 30 seconds, so they're very long, obviously. And which kind of lends itself to this being something large rather than something normal sized with its mouth right next to a microphone. You also hear a very faint chuckle.
Male or female chuckling?
Female.
That's interesting. I didn't know enough to go even paler. Even the nose turned white.
Yes. Jasmine just looks bemused at saying that.
All right. I've got what I came for.
You look faint. You should sit down.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'll sit down somewhere else.
This is what we've got is good. Let's take what we have and go.
Let's
So you head off.
stagger off.
Yes.
More like it.
Remember to lock the door.
We do.
Yes, and we shall take our first break there, and then be right back with more Copenhagen dreaming. So don't go anywhere.